Welcome back to the channel. What we're going to talk about today is some of the pieces we went through in planning for the PCT. So once we made the decision, after that, and there is so much more that goes into planning out the PCT hike, especially as Canadians going into the US to do this hike. So in this video, we're going to run through some of the major considerations that we've looked into. They're in no particular order of importance. They're just going to be grouped into certain sections.
Well, to start with, the hike takes a pretty long time to do, 5 to 6 months. And as Canadians, we can only be in the US for up to 6 months. Anything after 30 days, we actually need a 994, but luckily as Canadians, when we cross the border, it's automatically given to us.
As older hikers, we have to consider how long we need to be on trail, how many zeros we need to do. So that was a big consideration for us.
Being that we can only be there for 180 days from the time we cross the border until we cross it again, we really have to consider how many miles a day we have to make. And taking zeros, of course, increases the miles per day.
More international considerations is insurance.
Yes, and insurance is such a finicky thing in my opinion. I've done a lot of research trying to find something that would cover us for trekking for 6 months. They'll say they'll cover you for some things, but then when you dig into it, there's fine print and it says, oh, you have to be a certified professional, or you have to be with a certified professional when you start to get above 3,000 feet, or, we're not certified. We're amateur trekkers. So it ends up being a trade-off trying to figure out what's going to work best for us. The big thing is medical coverage.
So it's, in our opinion, a really important thing to get before you go. And we considered luggage insurance and cancellation insurance, but we didn't end up purchasing that.
Unfortunately, the cost to get baggage insurance for that much kind of outweighs just having to buy it ourselves in the event that we do lose it.
The next piece of international considerations is your method of payment while you're in the US. So I think you did a lot more research on that as well.
We have a credit card that gives us points, and it's particularly in US funds, but not everywhere is going to take a credit card, unfortunately. So we will have to find ways to get American cash. The best option I had found at this point is to open a Wealthsimple account and use their debit card, because they have 0 international transaction fees.
Well, and not only that, you have to think of you have this major credit card you're going to use down there. You have to make sure that it's not going to expire while you're down there on trail as well. So that was something we did.
So a big consideration for us in regards to phone service was, because we have family back here, was the ability to text and phone them without long distance charges. Sometimes we just want to talk too. So I looked for options where we would have a Canada-US plan.
We looked into eSIMs as well. We were lucky. We got the US-Canada plan.
And the data too that we got is quite a lot, which is good, because we'll be using our phones for data, internet searching, uploading our videos and so forth. So
next thing we want to talk about is the house stuff.
And it's more particular to people that have property wherever they happen to be living. If you're renting and you can sell all your stuff and go, that's totally different.
Absolutely.
But we own a house and we have vehicles and we have family here where we live. So there's certain things that we have to do, because we don't want to sell our house. We don't want to sell our possessions. We want to be able to come home when we're done and have all of our stuff here.
Do you want to talk about the bills?
Yeah. So one of the big things is, how do you pay your bills when you're on trail? We have property taxes, house insurance, vehicle insurance, life insurance, even, which isn't part of the house, but it's still another bill we got to pay. We're going through the configuration, I guess, on how to pay these. Some of them are prepaid, so they automatically come out of our account, whereas other ones I'm going to have to pay on trail. Especially like our MasterCard too, when we're using it down there.
Other things we've done is set up our house for now. Our son will take care of like the normal things. He'll cook on the stove. He'll make sure the cat has food and water and the mail, getting the mail. What else? There's other items that we should be considering when thinking of going away for a long time. Like we have vehicles. What is it in the insurance? You've taken the insurance
Yeah,
out.
so change the insurance from having collision to just fire and theft. We'll throw some fuel stabilizer in them. That pretty much takes care of the vehicles up to that point. The motorcycles, on the other hand, we're pretty lucky. Jody's brother is going to take them, and
and he's got a pretty big garage. So, and unplugging unused appliances. Unplug one of the freezers. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit less items to be plugged in while we're away because they don't need to be. So it seems our cat has joined us for this segment. I apologize now if the chair squeaks. So in this segment, we wanted to talk a little bit about packing. You'll find a ton of videos all over the internet about people's packing for the PCT, and they'll have it all lined up, which we might do a video later. But for this, we wanted to talk about like the decisions we made in what to pack. We wanted to balance our comfort with going ultralight because we're going to be a long time on trail. We have to take that into consideration.
Trying to go ultralight is really tough for somebody like me because all my life I was like a Boy Scout and I wanted to pack everything. First aid kit, survival kit, compass and maps, GPS, every piece of clothing that would keep me warm or keep me dry. And I'm really having to go out of that comfort zone in order to lighten my pack.
Well, to be fair, you do get cold very easily, and it's very uncomfortable to be cold on trail. Like, we wanted to go as light as we possibly could without sacrificing that comfort, but also not sacrificing the things that have always brought us joy on trail. We've been backpacking for 30 years. We backpacked for our honeymoon, and every single trip, everyone, not without fail, we brought a crib board, kind of bulky. But instead of not bringing one, we just grabbed a compact one that's soft and able to pack light, right?
And this one's about the size of a deck of cards, which is much better than the previous one.
Absolutely. Some other changes we made were we both bought quilts and really light sleeping pads, but still warm enough and thick enough for us to be comfortable on.
So we went from sleeping bags that were synthetic, so they're bulkier and heavier, to down quilt, which could be compact, much smaller.
And same with the tent. We lighten the load quite a bit by changing tents. I mean, some of the first tents we backpacked with were like 8 pounds.
12. First one was 12, and then we went down to 10. I think 8. And then we got this tent we're using now, which is like 2 pounds.
What else is on there? Checking your... another thing with packing gear is considering the fact that when you are international and you have to fly into the country, you get to determine what you're putting in your checked baggage and what has to come with you on board. And you have to be very careful about that. And you can search more online for the specifics. But
electronics, battery banks, got to be with you.
Got to be with you. Your
poles,
water filter.
Yeah, water filter too, so it doesn't freeze. Your poles got to be checked because you can't take it as a carry-on.
Yeah.
Your stove would have to be in a bag as well, or in your checked luggage as well.
Yeah, and no bringing fuel canisters or lighters or any of those things. Those can't even go in checked luggage. So it's considering all of these little bits and pieces. And what else is on there?
And then also to pack all of our gear for checked luggage, we bought some, people would have called them IKEA bags. We actually bought them on Amazon, but they're big blue bags we can fit our backpack and all of our stuff into that needs to be checked.
Another thing that's really important to carry in your carry-on is your permit. So when you get a through permit, you have 3 weeks before your hike date to print it out, up until the day before you hike, not the day of, the day before. So if you print that out and put it in your checked luggage and it disappears through the airlines, you could be in big trouble.
And a backup to that I've seen online, and Jody's also seen it, is they suggest that you actually print it as a PDF and save it to your phone, so you can print it somewhere else if needed.
Yeah.
But you do need the paper copy.
Yeah, digital, it does not count. So this is, I think, all, hey? Is there more?
No, I think that's it.
Well,
that's a wrap. See you down trail.
Yeah.
Or up trail.
Right. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. I hope you learned something about how we hike on the PCT and what it takes for us to plan to go. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.